Time now to talk Jazz basketball with the president, Randy Rigby. Thanks for coming in.
David, always great to be with you.
16 days. 16 days to the opener with the Lakers. What have you thought of this whole Laker drama? I mean, everybody's been talking about it all weekend long. The trade gets shot down. They try to put it together. Then the Lakers back out of the Chris Paul deal and ship Lamar Odom for a trade exception to Dallas.
Well, it's very interesting. I've always been one that always likes to see the small market teams be able to try to, if possible, keep their talent they've invested so much in, and the markets spend a lot of money and energy in trying to have a dynamic player like Chris Paul be able to stay there with New Orleans. But you know, it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out.
Lakers are going to be a smaller team if they go with Chris Paul, and all we ever heard was that their length bothered the Jazz in the playoffs those years.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that hasn't happened. Now it's a trade exception.
Yeah, as Kevin and I talked about it, when you looked at the competitive side of the thing, we started looking at it and saying, maybe it'd be nice to get those two big bodies out of L.A. and look at a smaller lineup with the Lakers.
Did it bother you, the commissioner shooting the trade down? I mean, it's an unusual thing where a league owns a team and they have a star player who's on the verge of free agency and in play.
The commissioner was almost in a no-win situation on that one. You'd have some people saying, you know, you're doing it to protect a small market. The other side is, you know, I think he was looking at trying to, what was best in the interest of owning that team as if it was an asset of the leagues. And so I think he was doing what he felt was the right thing to do.
We, the fans and the media, have only seen bits and pieces of this new collective bargaining agreement. From what you know of it, what you just referenced about keeping star players in the cities where they're drafted and that, is it going to make that easier to do? Is it still going to be everybody heading for no state income tax and sunshine? How's this going to work?
I really think that we set out with this collective bargaining agreement to try to put us on a stronger position financially as a league,
well,
and try to make it better for the teams also to compete. I really feel that this collective bargaining agreement accomplished both of those goals. Now, was it everything we wanted it to be? Probably not. Was it what the players wanted it to be? No, it wasn't. So with both of us not being totally happy, it was probably a fair deal for us to both get to a point. And so I feel like it did move us well down the road, though, in putting it a better financial situation as well as better for us in a competitive front. So I think it improved where we've been. And so we're really happy about that.
In 10 or 6 years, you can try to move further down the road.
I really think that's what we're going to look at in the next 6 to 10 years, of being able to maybe make it even a stronger position for us competitively.
That was so much fun this time. That should really be a good time. I'll look forward to that. All right, so for right now, since we're back to basketball, what are the goals for the team? How good does this team need to be to satisfy the Miller family and the senior management? What are your goals here?
I think we've got a good blend of some seasoned veterans, but then a lot of young, talented players. And I think that's going to play well for us in progressing this team and really look at, I know Kevin doesn't like to say the word rebuilding, but building towards a championship team. And I think really with what we now have, with some young players that, I mean, you look at, and we're excited. When I saw Derek Favors come in, added 15 more pounds, and I'll tell you, it's in muscle on his frame. Al Jefferson also said, though, he's never worked harder in the offseason than he has this year. And so I think he's working hard. Devin Harris has worked really hard. We're looking for a team that is showing the signs of being able to build together as a team towards a championship. And so we're going to be looking at how we're progressing collectively as a team.
Okay, I'm just a little doubtful on the whole off-season training and conditioning. I know everyone on the team raves about this place, but I'd be more impressed if it was in like Plano, Texas, because they're spending the summer in Santa Barbara, right? I really think I need to be out there at I went to college there. I bet you do. Okay, I'm jealous. Fine. Okay, what do you do here to win fans back? Because they're clearly, you know, the feelings are hurt. There's been some bad vibes. You know, you probably have it easier than a lot of franchises. You got a lot of fan loyalty built up here. But what do you do to make things better for the fans who've had to watch this lockout?
I think there's a couple of things we have to do, David. Number one, we got to play hard. And I think our fans have been saying to us, we've done a lot of market research, and our fans, as much as saying winning, they're looking that we're going to play hard and showing that we want to compete. And so our coaching staff, our front office, we've been drilling into the players that that's what we expect them to do, is come out and really compete night in and night out. Number one. Number two, though, we've got to do some things to step up the experience of NBA basketball, and we plan on doing that as well. We're doing some things in the arena, trying to make the arena look even more exciting, more dynamic. We're going to do some things on the court with some fun things as well. But the main thing is we've got to get the players out there and really competing hard. And then we want to also have our players connecting more with our fans and showing them, hey, thanks for coming out and believing in us. Thanks for enduring this lockout. And you know what? We're going to show you we appreciate it by how we play and recognizing that you're part of this team and a part of this game and part of Jazz basketball. And so we're asking our players to do some things that in the past they haven't done before in engaging more with the fans. And they've expressed a willingness to do that.
I can't wait to see how long that lasts, Randy. I will be watching. Randy Rigby, Jazz president. The season opener 16 days away with the Lakers in LA. Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, David.
It's time now for DJ and Jeff Hornacek on TV.
Jeff Hornacek?
Dude, yeah, I know, I got it.
Jeez, you dope.
I got it, but
What are you talking about? You ever seen me bored? Glass?
I have. That's why this.
Shoot the J? I mean, there I look like Hornacek, but underneath I look like your captain, Paul Millsap, baby.
Yeah, Paul Millsap is offended. I'm sorry, Paul.
He's not offended.
I'm apologizing right now to you personally, Paul.
PK to PM, buddy.
Okay, fine. That was nice. Thank you. Sammy Sosa's playing basketball now. All right, so the Utah Jazz, 16 days away. What do you know? What do you think? What do you feel?
Well, hey, it's going to be a very exciting season because they got so many unknowns. This season they enter it in a manner that they haven't entered it probably since before the statues got here. Who knows just how good they can be? Can they click immediately? Because if they can, yeah, they have an opportunity to be pretty good. But if they don't, well, maybe they don't win as much. I'm really excited because they got so many young guys. But as I saw a tweet from David Locke, the old guys may determine the wins and losses.
Well, I believe that.
So what do you do there? How much do you balance that? That's why this season has a ton of intrigue.
Okay, we played this game on the radio, so I kind of have an idea how you're going to answer, although possibly you've changed your mind. Rank the guys you're most interested in watching who have the chance to make the biggest leap forward that you're just most passionate about seeing.
Well, it depends on how you want to rank that, because right now I want to see Gordon Hayward. He showed us something last year, particularly obviously when he got more playing time at the end of the season. Now, can he really take that leap forward? Because I think it's in him. I think when it's said and done 5-6 years from now, when we give the final evaluations as far as how good these guys are, he may be at the top of the list. But what about Enes Kanter? Here's a guy who went to Kentucky, and the thing we know about Kentucky is they're coached by Calipari, and Calipari does nothing but recruit NBA guys, and he's got a big man here. He was the third pick, as was Favors. We saw Favors a little bit, so we know that he can blossom. We're expecting that. Anything less will be a disappointment. But as far as intrigue, I got to go with Kanter. Just how good is he going to be? He didn't play last year, but still, I think he can average 10 boards a game within 2 years. And you blew me off on the radio, and we looked it off. We looked it up, I should say.
We looked it off.
We'll
This is
look off.
John Stockton look off.
No, I mean, I got to go.
I looked at this computer, then I looked. Yeah, okay.
Well, when I look at you, I definitely should look off. There's no question about that.
Hello.
There's only 6 guys in the league who averaged 10 boards a game last year.
Okay, but there were a lot of guys.
Apologize right now.
9.5 to 10.
Big deal. That doesn't matter.
It rounds up.
Hey, I was a 4.0 in college, man. If you just round it up.
From 1.5? That is a long way up.
Okay. A little bit of leeway.